Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So it's a new Nipsey Hussle shooting mystery. Gunmen injured two women at memorial vigil. And so this was the vigil that was held at Slauson and Crenshaw. And so let's look at the article and delve into what's going on with this, as in Nipsey news, as they say. So LA Now, which is a Los Angeles Times, it entitled by Matt Hamilton and Richard Winton. Okay, so this is 2019, April 10. Los Angeles police suspect that a gunman tried to kill another person at the vigil outside Nipsey Hussle's store. Another burst of violence in that same spot where the rapper was fatally gunned down, shot the day before. So the shooting on the night of April the 1st left two women wounded and occurred amid a massive stampede that injured 19 people, according to this search warrant affidavit filed in the LA Superior Court. So the LA police chief, Michael Moore, has publicly denied last week that gunfire had erupted outside of Hussle's store, the Marathon. But the affidavit submitted by the longtime gang investigator offers evidence of a brazen attack during the crowded vigil at Slauson Avenue and Crenshaw Boulevard. So the investigator, Scott Swanson, wrote in an affidavit that one woman was struck in the left elbow and another her lower back. So both women told police that they had attended the vigil in the strip mall parking lot when they saw a crowd running towards them and heard the screams. The woman who was struck in the back told the police that she heard a loud, rapid succession of gunfire or gunshots from the unknown direction that was coming towards her, so she fell to the ground and felt pain on her right side of her back and realized that she had been shot. Another woman said that she was trampled in the chaos and then felt a strange sensation on her left arm. After she stood up, according to the affidavit, a passerby told her that she had been shot. So the woman then drove herself to the California Medical Center. The other victim said that a friend drove her to the hospital. So the Times is not naming the two women for their protection, of course, and their privacy because they are victims of a crime that involves potential gang activity. So the search warrant was first reported by TMZ. The LAPD presented an affidavit to the judge to obtain a search warrant that allowed police to review security camera video footage from the business in the shopping center, including Hustle's famed store, Marathon. So in the past, those businesses have refused to turn over surveillance video to police, according to the affidavit filed on Swanson by Swanson. So on that night of the vigil, police tried to get the Marathon, where in other words, other businesses to voluntarily hand over the incident, but the merchants had declined to do so. So LAPD, okay, so by the name, I guess his name is Al Labreda, said that any recordings will help investigators determine what unfolded that night. Labrada attended the vigil himself, but said that he didn't hear any gunshots. But some witnesses claim that they seen a man brandishing a gun. So Swanson portrayed the strip mall, or he actually portrayed the strip mall where Hustles opened his store as a popular meeting ground for members of the Rolling 60s gang, a large Crip gang in the southwest of Los Angeles. So he wrote that he had personally investigated Rolling 60s gang members who were arrested for numerous firearm violations, according to the court filing. So he also told the judge that Hustle's Marathon store was known location for Rolling 60 members, and that it had been ensnared in a prior investigation where staff and management deleted surveillance video before police arrived. So Hussle was gunned down shortly after 3 p.m. March 31st, but two other men were wounded outside his store after Hussle and his assailants became involved in a verbal altercation that resulted from the personal dispute. Police said. So the suspect in Hussle's killing, Eric Holder, was captured April the 2nd after the LAPD released a photo to the public of who he was. A resident spotted Holder on Artesia Boulevard in Bellflower, and he was detained then thereafter in the parking lot of the mental health clinic. Prosecutors have charged Holder with the murder of 2 counts of attempted murder and being a felon in possession of a weapon. Through his attorney, Christopher Darden, rather, Holder has pleaded not guilty, and he remains in jail in Leeland a $5 million bail. And so, to go further into this, what is happening today, Thursday? There is going to be um, a funeral procession that will follow Nipsey Hussle Staples Center Memorial. So the funeral procession that is going to happen today will follow Nipsey Hussle's Staples Center Memorial. And this is by Richard Renton. It's in LA, Los Angeles Times, April. The last time Nipsey Hussle was at the Staples was headlining the BET Experience concert in June 2018. On Thursday, thousands of friends and family and fans will fill the venue to celebrate the life of the slain rapper. A massive security presence will also be on hand for the memorial to the South Los Angeles entrepreneur in effort to avoid the problems of the last week's vigil, where reports of a gunman prompted a stampede that injured 19 people. So LAPD Chief Michael Moore initially said no shots were fired at the vigil, but an affidavit by a longtime gang investigator shows evidence of a brazen attack during the crowded candlelight gathering on Slauson Avenue and Crenshaw Boulevard. So Thursday's memorial will feature a number of performers in honor of the man born Aramis Joseph Ash. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. So Jidom. Sorry, Hussle, 33 years of age, was gunned down in a broad daylight March 31st in front of his clothing store at Slauson Avenue. Hussle, a Grammy-nominated recording artist, was beloved among South LA residents for devoting his time and resources to helping those in his community. The event will be live-streamed across the web for fans across the globe to watch. The only other time the 21,000-seat venue was used to memorialize an entertainer was in 2009 when it was Michael Jackson that had died. Full coverage of Nipsey Hussle gunned down in South LA. That's an additional article. Won't play that. Hussle's family is asking those in attendance to act respectfully as they don't want to repeat the violence of last week's vigil. So Los Angeles Police Department, which is LA, they're known LAPD, is pulling in officers from divisions across the city. So this will be happening today to keep April 11th to keep watchful eye for both but distant eye on the memorial. So the police presence, according to officials, will be substantial but subtle, mostly for the traffic and the peacekeeping if needed. So we will be a low key or as low key away from as possible while maintaining public safety and safe expeditious traffic movement. LAPD Assistant Chief Robert Arcos said. So in some areas we will be visible, but not in the manner to be so in close proximity of the event. So officers will be on foot, bicycles, motorcycles, motorbikes rather, Arcos said. Staples Center officials are asking anyone without a ticket to the memorial to stay away from the arena and LA Live as access will be restricted. So doors open around 8 a.m. in the morning, and the memorial will begin around 10 o'clock a.m. in the morning. Free tickets for the service were exhausted within minutes, so it sold out, and people soon began trying to scalp them online. eBay shut down one seller's attempt to make $400 off 4 tickets each. So guests and the staff at the Staples Center will be subject to a metal detector screening and visual and bag inspection. So bags should be no larger than 14 by 6 inches. Backpacks are forbidden at the memorial. Out of respect for the family, officials said cameras and recording devices will not be permitted inside this venue, and anyone found recording or taking photos may be asked to leave. So this is the breakdown of the memorial service to, and it will lead all the way from Staples Center and then go to Angela's Funeral Home. That is the Staples Center Memorial starting at 10 o'clock. It'll begin filling up around 8 o'clock in the morning today. It'll start at 10 a.m. and then it'll lead all the way when it's coming to a close at the Staples Center. It will then have a leading all the way down to the Angelus Funeral Home. And we'll go past the Marathon clothing store as well. So there will be plenty of opportunity for those who didn't get tickets to the memorial to honor Hussle, as the 25.5-mile funeral procession will take place downtown Los Angeles through Inglewood, South LA, and Watts. So the route begins at Staples Center immediately following the Celebration of Life event and will travel south on Vermont Avenue to Century Boulevard. And from there, it will head east to Wilmington Avenue and then loop back around and travel west to La Brea Avenue and Manchester Boulevard before turning north to the Marathon clothing store where Hussle was gunned down and ending at the Angelus Funeral Home in the Crenshaw district. Procession security will be provided by the Nation of Islam, and the roads along the route will be closed to accommodate the vehicles. Motorists are asked to avoid those areas. Throughout the week, mourners have turned the area around Slauson Avenue and Crenshaw Boulevard into a shrine. Visitors have been ushered into the alley, sandwiched by two vibrant murals of Hustle, where they have taken photos, kneel to pray, and look up at the Grammy nominated artist. So on Friday, Los Angeles council members will adjourn their meeting at City Hall in memory of the slain rapper. Councilman Marquise Harris Dawson announced Tuesday that the Crenshaw Boulevard and West Slauson Avenue intersections will be named Aramis Nipsey Hussle Astrodome Square. So they've come to a conclusion of what the name is going to be now. So it's Aramis Nipsey Hussle Astrodome Square. So he was working closely with the city to help save lives and transform lives. Even as he was doing that for himself, Mayor Eric Garcetti said at the news conference following the killing. So he was a tireless advocate for young people of the city, community, and of the world to lift them up with the possibility of not being imprisoned by where you come from or your past mistakes.